There was another racing game that came out this
Yeah.
past week on Steam and on Xbox, I think, is the only two places it's in right now.
Yeah.
Called Circuit Superstars, which is, you should go look it up, Phil. I think you'd really at least like the look of this.
Circuit
I think it's
Superstars.
published by the Square's indie label. It's a really cute looking overhead racing game.
This looks like Super Sprint.
Yeah, except Super Sprint was single screen, and that makes a big difference.
Okay.
So this is, but it's a I would say more like RC Pro-Am than anything else.
Okay.
So it's sort of it's an overhead racer.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's an overhead racer.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's got this super cute, sort of super deformed look to it.
Yeah.
And it covers a lot of different types of racing, which is nice. Like the main ones are like different kinds of sports car racing, and different kind of Grand Prix race, so open wheel racing, and they sort of go through the years. And they've done that thing where, and the rally game, that Art of Rally, I think, does the same thing that I was talking about a few weeks ago, where it's like if you get into like the classic 80s Grand Prix, of course none of it's licensed, but like the liveries that are on the cars are clearly based on F1 liveries from the 80s. You know, so if you were big, and you guys don't really know what I'm talking about, I'm sure, but if you're a big like McLaren fan, if you're a big like Ayrton Senna fan, you'll see there's a car that has that red and white Marlboro livery without the word Marlboro on it. That was iconic back in the 80s and early 90s.
Now, wait, are we talking like how Wheeljack used to look, like the old Marlboro Wheeljack Transformer toy, like back when he was Diaclone?
Must be.
He was more of a Castrol. Oh, I haven't seen that livery.
All right, he was Castrol.
Yeah. When he came here, it was more of a Castrol livery.
But yeah, there was over in Japan. I think it was just back during pre-Transformers.
That would make
days,
sense.
He had the Marlboro design.
Yeah, okay, that would make sense. And actually, something coming out of Japan would make huge sense, because Ayrton Senna was massively popular in Japan. Although he was late 80s when he was in that car. But cigarette companies used to be the major sponsors in all international motorsports. So, but anyway, yeah, it's a really cool little game. It takes a while to get used to the control. It's only $20. Takes a while to get used to the control. It's a little floaty. And my biggest issue with controlling it right now is that it's, because of the way it's kind of floaty, you can't necessarily always make fine adjustments when you're going down like a straightaway or something. So the car, you feel like you're wandering a little bit. And the only other big issue that I'm trying to deal with in that right now is if you hit a wall at any decent speed, the way the collision works is it just literally turns the car 180 degrees. So if you hit a wall on one side, you're facing the other wall. So if you just hold the gas down, you're just going to run into the other wall. But I mean, I recommend it. And for the price, like I said, it's quite cheap. You can't really go wrong. You're going to get some fun out of it.
I'm looking
and
here.
It's got couch multiplayer.
Yeah,
which is nice, and I think you can also play it online.
It's out on Steam and Xbox One, and it says here,
nothing for the Switch yet, huh?
Well, PS4 and Nintendo Switch are coming soon.
Oh,
this is
still twice as much as ramp car jumping.
Fair, but it's not a Nintendo game, so it might go on sale.
Oh, sounds good.
But anyway, I recommend it. I didn't know anything about it until somebody in our Discord brought it up. Yeah. And it's like, I'll take a chance on this. It looks really nice. And yeah, it's got the different racing disciplines are a nice touch. You will need to work at it to grasp the control when you get into the faster cars. But that's kind of the way a game like this should be, right? Okay. So, but yeah, I recommend it. I recommend checking it out. I'm having a lot of fun with it.